All right. So here we go. We are going to play some Valheim. I don't have a ton of time today, but what I'm going to be doing is I have recently found Motor. And although I almost died, came very close to dying, I managed to survive somehow. And the goal now is to re-find the site. I found it, but I don't exactly have the best way to get there. Actually, I was going back to my base to stock up on some things like poison arrows and whatnots. And then I'm going to go back to the motor site, scope it out, see if I can get any strategic inspiration. And then, from there, it'll be time to fight. So I think it'll be time to fight in a day or two. Just gonna get past the... Oh, look at the wind. The wind is actually going to be favorable for us for the first time in a while. I just have to remember where I'm actually going. I think it's this way. Now, they said there was a bug fix that came out today that, it's amazing that this is still... Oh, that's the Elder Island. The fix, they said, was going to try and make the wind, the sail, show up more accurately with the direction the wind is blowing. I always thought that was pretty good. And right now, this does not seem to be correct to me. If the wind is coming from... maybe. Doesn't seem quite right. I mean, I guess you see how the sail stayed exactly the same orientation, which I would think it would be coming from that direction, but according to this, it's more that direction. I don't know. I'm no wind expert. No sailing guru. But I am somebody that wishes he had a beer right now. Every time I look away for a split second, I all of a sudden see on the screen I'm like drifting off into somewhere I didn't want to go. Okay, once again, the Elder summoning site. The old Elder. These days I might actually go and just fight him melee. I mean, not me right now, because it's permadeath and I don't want to die. But you know what I mean. I probably could. Is this Madagascar? Yeah, it is Madagascar. Alright. Someday, that will be my island. Right there, that little island. It's not super little, but it's not super big. It's the kind of island that if I weren't playing permadeath, I would make it my, well, more importantly, if I weren't playing no portals. When you're playing no portals, everything's kind of distributed, you know? Like, you're not always wanting to, that is Madagascar, right? Yeah. So, you're not always wanting to, move around. Or, you have to distribute things, right? You don't want to have to keep bringing all the iron back to your base on sailboats and blah, blah, blah. So what do? You bring a smelter, you smelt it, you use it up, you make armor wherever you actually smelted it, generally, right? And so, when you have portals, you just, some stuff, the iron you gotta bring back and everything, right? But you can bring the cores and whatever to do your thing, but you want to have one big fat base when you have portals, so you can have links to all your other portals, you get to have all your you know, links to farming things and, you know, all of your, like, if I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna be making plains food and I'm gonna have windmills and ovens and stuff, I don't know that I'm gonna do that at my normal base, because I'm not gonna be growing barley here, right? You know what I mean? Knock it forward just a little bit. Get right up on in there. Alright. So now, the way I figure, according to my tool, I'm going to need about 75 arrows to kill motor, roughly. So if I mean, I should probably plan on having a few hundred, because who knows how long it's going to take, right? Let's get rid of a bunch of stuff. I don't have a plains chest yet, and I'm going to need a overflow, although I'm going to be using these for arrows, or I mean ice cream. What is my ice cream supply doing? Not a lot. I should probably make some. Not that making ice cream is the most exciting thing ever, but it allows me to think about how I want to go about motor. And I'm going to have to check out the summoning site, etc., etc. But I'm starting to think I might just have to brute force motor. I can't die, right? That's the big thing, right? I can't die. I need to make a plains chest. But when I fought Eikthyr, Elder, Bone Mass, I was able to pretty strategically organize the summoning site to keep myself pretty safe. With motor, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. Motor's got all kinds of different attacks. The only thing that I've heard that some people do is they build a base like under the altar that you summon them from. I haven't looked at it closely enough to see if that's something that I actually can do. But even if I can do that, I'm still not, like, I'm a little nervous about that because I don't know what kind of pitfalls I need to be watching out for, right? Can motor make those little, icicles shoot out of the ground or whatever they're called? Those things are nasty. When I hit one of those, then I'm pretty much dead. Although, I think having bone mass on might help prevent that. That's another thing. You get 5 minutes of bone mass, so I gotta be real fast. It's one of the reasons why it's so critical to have high bow skill, so you can get a lot of shots off real fast. And I may actually keep some tasty mead on me and a bunch of stamina pots. But my bow skill is currently 92. I'm guessing by the time I get to the motor fight, maybe it'll be 93. That's about as high as you're going to get anything useful, right? And don't get me wrong, you're happy to be at 100, but it's not that important. 3 more, and I've tapped out this stack of Grey Dwarf Eyes. That's a lot of ice cream. I'm happy with that. I got 3 extra stacks. These are organized a little better. Some room here. These are all looking good. These can go in here for fire arrows. These will go back in not this chest, but I need to make a plains chest. I think I've waited long enough. I should probably not be making these crappy wood chests, but Lox meat, Lox skins. Why is there ice cream in that chest? obsidian, I'm going to need to make a... I haven't needed to go into the frost caves, and I'm thankful for that, because that means I don't have to worry about bat-proofing my base. A little low on onion soup, huh? I mean, 30 is not so bad, but frost lines go in here. These are for arrows, I said, right? Is it 4 obsidian for a thing of poison arrows, or 2? I think I may end up having to go back to the mountain to get a crap ton of obsidian. Okay, poison arrows, it's 4. I've got 18. That's enough for 4. I definitely have the feathers and the oozes. Before I do that, let me grab the wood. I might have to grab those onions. Speaking of jacking up my bow skill. Hey, I've said it before and I'll say it again. When you get a good bow skill, the like the speed with which you like pull the bow is so incredible, and you almost forget about how incredible it is until you start playing on like a different game where you don't have like a good bow skill, and then it seems like it takes 15 seconds to draw the bow, and it's brutal. Alright, oozes. I need oozes. But this is not going to be enough poison. What am I missing? Feathers. I'm going to need... This will get me like another 80 arrows. I had 66, so I'll be at 146 when I finish making these. Yeah, 146. So yeah, I'm going to need to make one more trip to the mountain. Do the local mountain. Oh no, I got some over here, so this should get me another, what, 7 stacks? So that's another 140. That should put me at 286. I also need to be aware that I may actually do a bunch of other fighting, right? So 286. And I have these. So I have 300. Is 300 enough arrows for that fight? I want to go with 500 arrows. So if I'm going to go with 500 arrows, I'm going to have to go... I need to make another 200. That means I need to make 10 stacks. I'll need another 20... 40 obsidian. That shouldn't be too bad. And stamina pots. I had to use a lot of stamina pots to not die when I was at that mountain. I only have 3 medium... What do I need to make medium stamina pots? Honey, cloudberries, and yellow mushrooms. How am I doing on cloudberries? I have enough to make 2 batches. Yellow mushrooms I should be pretty good with. Honey I should be perfectly good with. So let's make a couple medium staminas. And then this is the... Oh, that's the plains chest. I'll put you here for now. The tasty meads. Going to be important for that fight, I think. The thing about tasty meads, there's no cooldown, right? So you can have 100 of them and just keep spamming them and have good stamina regen the whole time. Man, I wish I had that in a recent fight. Different game, but recent fight. I have to admit, I'm starting to get nervous. One more trip to the mountain, the local mountain. Get me 40 obsidian. That'll allow me to make... I mean, I'd get more than that if I can, but 40 will allow me to make 10 stacks. 5 stacks to 100, so it's another 200. I'll have 500 poison arrows. I think that's a pretty solid number. Alright, this is what's probably going to be my last trip to Annapurna. Annapurna being the base camp at the mountain that I usually go, the local one, to loot for stuff. Alright, there's the river. I don't have a name for that river. I should have a name for that river. The Lonely River? No, that's too lame. What's a name that somebody might take for a river to get to, like, Nepal? I'm just gonna call this the Amazon. It makes no sense. What's the name of the river, actually, from, I want to say Heart of Darkness, but that's not right. Apocalypse Now. What's the river from Apocalypse Now? I feel like that's the river that I'm on. Only minus, you know, killing the villagers. I should be playing Ride of the Valkyrie right now. What's the guy's name? The actor who made the comment about napalm in the morning. What's his name? I can picture him, but I'm drawing a blank as to what his name is. Great actor. Alright, this thing is loaded with rocks. We'll do these stupid angles. You know, one of the nice things... See, I'm going against the river. I should just be sailing backwards. If you're sailing backwards, it's so much easier to see the rocks. And you're going just as fast as when you're sailing forward, I think. It's not Richard Harris, right? No. He's like a British guy. This isn't a British guy. I'm trying to think what other movies he's been in. There's always skeletons killing Grey Dwarfs over here. I find it kind of funny. Okay, one more bend in this river and then I'm close to the exit. I think he's about to get thumped. Or maybe I'm about to get thumped. Where'd that guy go? He's literally just running around behind me underwater. I think they've done a really interesting, well thought out job of like living creatures need to float and swim, and undead, whether it be skeletons or Draugr, can just walk on the bottom. Now, an interesting thing, though, about that is trolls, I think, can walk underwater. I guess maybe that doesn't make sense, but What are they going to do? Have like a troll swimming animation? They could. I feel like developers would either hate that or find it really amusing. Okay, this is probably the worst place for me to put on a sail. How, I don't know if you can comment or not. How's the sound? Is the sound alright? I've had to change some things. I was getting a lot of weird feedback and was picking up my mouse really badly. The part's still not completely fixed, I think, but should be better than it was. Yeah, let me know if the sound's okay. Oh, are you kidding me? There's always one rock in this area. It's just not in a good place to, like, dredge. There's my mountain. The way this boat just feels like I'm always going to be pointing at that rock. No matter how I rotate it. Like the back end rotates, but the front always just keeps pointing at it. And once again, going into the wind. Directly into the wind's where I want to go. Alright, this should take us pretty close to the base camp. The question is, will it be too late to go up into the mountain by the time it took me a whole frickin' day when I mean, it would probably be faster for me for this kind of an event. You know, I shouldn't have taken the boat because I'm not going to have heavy stuff to lug around. I should have just emptied out my, you know, stuff of things that I didn't really need to have on me and then just run. It's not that far. Come out right over there, run right across, no problem. Why I did it this way, I don't know. How am I doing on my timer? Because I have some dinner I'm going to have to deal with in about 20 minutes. Alright then. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm making these carnitas, pulled pork carnitas. It's really good. Yeah, I think it's, I think that's west. It's getting late in the day. So I think my best bet is going to be run to my base camp, crash for the night, just take a second, and then go up into the mountain and try not to die while I get some obsidian to make large amounts of poison arrows. The first time I played this game, I don't think I ever really appreciated how powerful poison arrows are. I mean, even the blunt's pretty high. Poison arrows do more damage to creatures than fire arrows do, even if those creatures are very weak to fire. Which is kind of an interesting stat. I should probably take some real food. Okay, sleep it out. Yeah, it's still too early? Is it? I guess it was early in the day. I thought it took me the whole day. Well, let's go. Let's do it. Let's go and try not to die. I tell you, I don't know. Last game I played, like last night, I came so close to dying. I got trapped in a mountain at night, the motor mountain, a big one, and that was terrifying. Let me get my 10 minutes unrested. Let me get my bow out. Let me make sure the food's good. Get my bone mass ready. And now look for obsidian deposits. You can tell there was a stone golem around here. I have to turn up the volume a little bit for me. I hear a stone golem? Is that what that is? Yeah, there is a stone golem, isn't there? That's going to put a little bit of a damper. It's funny, on the hill he can't really shoot down very well with any of his attacks. Stamina. You know what I should do? He's eventually going to work his way over here and I'll just go back down. Probably going to run out of... I guess I'll let these guys have a little fun too. I'm more interested in killing him than I am the Drake. One arrow left. Now I'll move to fire arrows, because I don't want to waste the good ones. Though I do need to be careful. If a wolf comes, I want to have... And I can hear the wolf. This guy's got to be almost dead. He was almost at nothing before. Now he's had the Drake hitting him. There we go. No, since it's not him. Okay. And it could be wolves. I'm going to go back to this. Moving just enough to make me miss him. Alright. Okay, so here's some stuff. I guess I'll pick up the crystals. I don't want the rocks. Did I already tap out this mountain for all the obsidian? There's a bunch over there. How much did I get from that one? 18. So I don't need many obsidian deposits to get what I need. I think I did kind of tap it out. Look, there's even still some silver here. Trying to stay on the side of the mountain that I'm going to leave on. Yeah, I think there's some deposits on the way down this hill. It's hard to tell if those are just regular rocks. I was just going to say that looks like a stone golem. I clearly don't want to fight another one of those. What a waste of arrows that is. I don't want to fully ignore him because he's a jerk. And he will Gonna sneak up on me and kill me, I think. Now I said I needed 40. I got 39. Oh, wait. Alright. There's gotta be at least one more deposit around. Over there. I've got so many wolf pelts and wolf meat that... Oh, there he is. Do I have time? I could actually fight him with the pickaxe. That would be kind of... I've done it before. It's fun. Especially if you can, like, jump on his head and stuff, but... It's not, not something I'm going to do in a permadeath game. Well, you know what? Did I leave some obsidian behind because I ran out of inventory space? I think I did. That's kind of annoying if I did. Yeah, here's some. Just a little bit. Let's see. Alright, and my... Let's see, I got 4 minutes. Oh, I'm not gonna go in there. In fact, I kind of forgot that that even existed. Let's try out the tasty mead. See if it goes any faster. Alright, that should be good. Okay. Get the bow back out. Yeah, I didn't see much of a jump in my stamina recovery from that tasty mead. Of course, it only acts like... So, like 10 seconds? I feel like I still ran out pretty quickly. Rustlands! You know, if I survive the motor fight, I need to double check on what works better against fuelings. Frost arrows or poison arrows, or are they kind of equal? You know, it's not as fun fighting Grey Dwarfs as it is, Greylings. I mean, Greylings are stupid, don't get me wrong. But at least you can, like, bowl with them. Right? You do the kind of middle wind-up like this. Boom! And then just knock them and they go flying about 200 yards. If you're up on a hill, anyway. A lot of fun. Alright, now it's a little late. Man, what's all in here? Got some silver ore, huh? And silver. What don't I need that I just got? Need this. I need this. This stuff weighs what, like 15 each? 12, 15, 14? 196 will be too much. If I take half of it, puts me right about there. Not that I really have a huge need for silver, but I'm never going to not take metals if I got it, right? Hope it sounds alright. I've been messing around with it, trying to make it sound not so crappy. Part of it is I'm just dealing with some crappy equipment, and I need to buy some new stuff. 3, 2, 1. And I will be going after motor, if all goes well, on 322 or 323. Close. So close I can taste it. It's going to be the taste of death for me, I think. I'm under no illusion that I'm going to not die during the motor fight. Of course, I actually thought I was going to start dying instantly when I was going into the mountains for the first time. And a couple other times I've played this, every time I go into the mountains I die. It's just the way it is, right? I think the thing that's changed it is normally I do like melee stuff, but when you're doing solo and it's hardcore, like the odds are kind of stacked against you, and you got to be like a serious like godlike Souls player or something to be able to not die meleeing a lot of creatures in this game. Because with the hardcore multipliers on the damage that they do to you, and how like the stuff that you have doesn't get any multipliers, you're really set up to like die if you get too involved in melee fights, right? At least that's been my experience. So you got to go with the bow, and when you shoot the bow, like if you're hitting like bone mass or a boar, you get the same experience, right? And it's like every arrow you shoot, it's not the kills, it's every time you hit something, right? And so I killed bone mass like 6 times because it was pretty safe, and the guy's like a giant bullet sponge, right? And I'm just using regular wood arrows. I used almost, was it 800, 900 arrows per bone mass? A lot of wood. It took a long time, but that gets your skill up. Where am I now? 92 and a half. Close. Getting close. As soon as I get back to the base, I'm going to have to go and deal with dinner. I say that like it's a bad thing. It's not. Actually, I don't have to. It's just going to be something in an Instant Pot. It'll stay warm. It'll be turned off, so well, I'll have to go at least turn it off. But it'll stay warm in there. Or does it automatically turn off? Maybe it goes into some kind of warm mode or something. What the heck was that? Oh. Sorry, I just had to turn something off. That's some kind of weird pop-up. Let's see how well I can take this river without doing too much damage to my boat. And let's just sauce it up by going full speed, because I want to get to the motor fight. I put this off long enough. I'm just trying to think of stuff that I need to be prepared, right? I need food. I need, there's a couple things I could consider, right? I need food, I need arrows. Oh, shite, I went down the wrong river. I wasn't even paying attention. This looked like the right river with all the rocks and everything. I could go out and I could... Jeez, you kidding me? Back up. Well, I've always said going backward down the river is easier. These rivers look alike. But when you're going backward down the river, you look down from the top, it's really easy to see rocks and stuff. So, go into motor, I need to bring food, and I need to decide if I'm going to be running 2 health and 1 stamina, or 2 stamina and 1 health. I'll need to do some analysis of damage to figure that one out. Because if motor's gonna, like, let's say 1 hit, 1 shot kill me, or 2 shot kill me, there's a good chance that the 2 shot kill is gonna be a 2 shot kill whether I've got 2 health or 2 stamina in me. Right, I know one of his attacks, like the, or her, that icicle shoot up thing, that's gonna do like 270 damage to me or something. Like, I'm dead no matter what kind of food I have in me. And so I go, okay, if that's the case, I might as well have a bunch of stamina in me, because that's most likely gonna prevent me from dying, right? So, but either way, I'll be prepared. If I do the analysis and go, oh, well, I've got bone mass on, motor's doing a lot less damage to me, then maybe I'll be alright. It's too bad. I mean, could I come up with some kind of a little base nearby, do bone mass for 5 minutes and then hide for 15 minutes? That would be rough. That would be really boring. Plus, that puts you into night. All of a sudden, you have, 1-star, 2-star wolves and fen rings and all kinds of nonsense coming after you. You don't want to have to deal with that. Alright, let's one more river over that way, right on the other side of this rock. That's annoying. And it's against the wind, so I'm just going to go backwards. So food. Do I need to bring like a second Draugr Fang? Could I do that? Do I have what it takes? I gotta make sure I don't have that on when I don't need to. That little shield's gonna be meaningless. The buckler. I'm fighting motor. Sorry, troll man, but you're gonna come after me. I'm gonna need to bring some stuff that I can pimp out a little shelter and get me like a good rested bonus for the start of the fight. I only have to hit him 75 times. Maybe 80, 85, depending on the healing that it does. It's not a lot compared to some of the other fights that I've done. So if I have high stamina and I'm just cranking arrow after arrow, I can probably hit him 5-10 times during the motor spawn, right? Now the wind was against me this way, but it'll be kind of for me going down here. So let's turn around. Probably going to do a crap ton of damage to the boat. But I think this river is shallow enough that even if I were like really reckless and crashed the boat, I could get the nails back. Wonder with motor if it's helpful to build like terraformed pillars and hide in them, kind of kite them around inside. Like, would that work? Yeah, that's what happens when I'm fighting. Did I not kill you? I probably was doing more damage to my boat than I was you, huh? Okay. There we go. Of course, going against the wind. So I start the fight off in the morning. Hopefully I've got about 20 minutes of rested bonus. Do I need to make a second Draugr-Fang? I don't think it has to be Draugr-Fang. But I am going to bring a backup bow or two. Maybe like a huntsman bow and have a crafting table set up that if I, in emergencies, I can run and repair it. Maybe I'll have an emergency for the Draugr-Fang, right? Kind of away from the fight a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Set up a little repair station. So it sounds to me like it's almost time to make a shopping list again. What do I need to take with me? I don't need massive anything for farming. I don't need stuff for pauldrons and level 6 forges and all this kind of stuff, right? All I need is enough to repair my bow, and I want to have enough stuff to make my place fat. It's going to be a very small place, right? I'm going to make a little hut, probably on the mountain. I'll source the wood locally. And the stone. I'm going to have a lot of stone for those stone pillars if I'm going to make those. Yeah. Just need to decide what I'm going to do for comforts in my little mountain base so that I can start this fight off with like 20 minutes of rested bonus. Because the truth is, it's probably going to be the last 20 minutes I'm playing the game. I'm going to have to empty that out. If I manage to beat Motor, that'd be pretty cool. I already know where the Yagluth summoning site is. So, there is that. How much iron or silver do I need to make another Draugr-Fang? Just 20. I might make a backup Draugr-Fang, maybe a level 2 or something. That way I don't have to worry about repairing it in the middle of the fight. Here. Said I wanted to have about 300 or 500 poison arrows for the fight, which means I'm going to need a crap ton more wood. I've got the ooze, I've got the feathers. There's a lot of wood right here. It doesn't look like it, but it's all overlapping stacks. I just took a couple out. Too much. First and come back and get the rest. Then I gotta clear out the boat, start packing it up with comforts. I need comforts. Ooze. I need ooze. Feathers. Now, Motor is weak to fire arrows, but being weak to fire arrows is still takes less damage than the bow shots. But the thing that I think I realized recently is that poison doesn't stack, and it's a DOT on the poison for poison arrows, right? Which means if I'm shooting the arrows super fast, I'm not actually doing the full poison damage. Alright? So I'll need to hit them more than 75 times, or like super space out what I'm doing. I get some chorn foods in me. What is it? It's like for players, now ooze bombs, those things last for like 20 seconds, but poison arrows, the DOT I think is 5 seconds. If I hit it every 5 seconds, and I've got to hit them 75 times, so 375 seconds, it's like 6 minutes, a little over, and that's if I time it perfectly, which I won't. So my bone mass is out at that point. How many arrows do I have? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 arrows. That's should be plenty for the fight. And an extra 4 for fun. Okay. I don't need frost glands because I'm not making ice cream. The fire arrows I'll keep around for whatever. I do want to have a good amount of stamina pots. Health, I'll have 1 stack. I don't think I might bring the other partial stack. I don't know. Alright, so now I need to make the list of all of the things that I need to pimp out my house. And with that, I'm going to turn it off because I'm going to be doing that on another computer. Like right here, when I stand here, it's level 13. I'm getting 20 minutes of rested bonus. That's what I want. I want all the stuff that's giving me rested bonus, and it's going to be in a tiny little house. You know it'd be pretty awesome, kind of badass, would be to like bring the boss heads and like put up some poles around the altar with the boss heads hanging on them. Just as kind of like a smack talk to Motor. I'm sure Motor would knock him down, but it would still be pretty cool just thinking like I'm fighting Motor with the other boss heads on sticks. I'm going to do that. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to stop. Thanks everybody for watching. I will talk to you later.